Alright, so welcome to the video for long division. So we learned how to do the tabular method in lesson 2, and in lesson 3 we learned how to do long division. So just something quick before we get started. After this lesson, if you like long division better, use long division. If you like the tabular method better, use the tabular method. It really doesn't matter to me which one you choose. It is important to know a little bit at least about both of them, but one of them should be your main focus. So for this homework assignment, I am asking you to use the long division algorithm so that we could try and divide these polynomials. So let's take a look at the first one. So first things first, let's look for any terms that are missing. I don't see any, so we can kind of just go right through there. So first thing we have to do is figure out what multiplies by 2x, make 2x cubed. So that'll be x squared. So that's going to give me a 2x cubed and a positive x squared. Now remember in class we talked about this expression being subtracted. So this is going to become subtraction and this is going to become subtraction. So these are going to cancel. We want those first terms to cancel. So if we add up those, we get negative 14x squared, and this negative x comes down. So then we'll multiply by 2x to make negative 14x. Well, we all know that's 7x. So that becomes negative 14x squared and negative 7x. Again, change your signs, so subtractions become plus signs. These cancel, and we're left with 6x plus 3. We'll multiply by 2x to make 6x is 3, positive. So I have 6x plus 3, those are the same, so no remainder. So my final answer here is actually going to be x squared minus 7x plus 3. All right, let's take a look at the second one here. So for this, there again are no missing terms, which is nice, no thinking, and we can just start our division right away. So what multiplies by x make 3x cubed? This is going to be 3x squared. So that's going to give me our 3x cubed and a 6x squared by multiplying that by 2. Don't forget to change your signs. These cancel. And we wind up having negative 2x squared and the 7x. And it comes right on down. So then what multiplies by x make a negative 2x squared? Well, I know it has to be negative because the signs are opposite. And it's going to be just a 2x. So I have negative 2x squared minus 4x. Change our signs because we're subtracting, and we wind up canceling and getting 11x plus 22 once I bring that guy down. What multiplies by x make 11x? That's easy. 11. So we get 11x plus 22. Remember, for these first few lessons, there are no remainders. We'll deal with that later on throughout the unit. So if you're not getting 0 at the end here where these two things match, there's a problem. So we have 3x squared minus 2x plus 11. All right, let's take a look at the next one. So next one's asking us to divide, just asking it in kind of a different way. So it tells us we have these two expressions, f of x and g of x. Is asking us to represent f of x divided by h of x. So what that tells me to do is when I do long division, is I want to put h of x on the outside. That's what I'm dividing by. And I'll put this 4x cubed. Oh no, we're missing a term here. So we got to put in 0x squared. 5x and 21. Remember, everything that's missing you just want to put in. It just gives you that placeholder, makes everything easier. So complete our long division. So 2x squared goes up here. That gives us the 4x cubed and a 6x squared. Notice the placeholder shows that we have something with common or like terms. X cubes cancel, and I'm left with negative 6x squared. Without that placeholder, things just get a little confusing because you have something that you're trying to combine to something that's not a like term. Next term we need here is negative 3x. So I have negative 6x squared minus 9x. Again, we're subtracting, so the signs change. These cancel, and we're left with a 14x plus 21. All right, so what multiplies by 2x to make 14x? Well, that's plus 7. So now we have 14x plus 21, no remainder. And then if we represent our function like they asked us to, we have our answer of 2x squared minus 3x plus 7. All right, so let's take a look at this last one. Slightly different, but the same problem. So here they actually want us to figure out what Q is. I'm sorry, what K is. Sometimes I have trouble with my letters. So we want to determine the value of K. So that this is a factor of the polynomial. Now, one of the things that we talked about is when you divide two polynomials, if the remainder is 0, that means the quotient is a factor of the polynomial. So essentially, this is a fancy way of asking you to find a value that makes it so that there's no remainder. Okay, so we're still going to do long division. So I have 3x minus 7, and we're going to divide this polynomial 3x cubed minus 4x squared plus 5x plus k. I am going to leave k there because I want to be able to figure out, well, what is the k value supposed to be? So we're going to just start our long division and eventually get to a spot where we can figure out, well, what is k? So if we type in x squared here, we have 3x cubed minus 7x squared. So if we do that and change our stuff here to subtraction and plus, these cancel, and we're left with 3x squared plus 5x. I already have 3x, so I just have to multiply that by x. So we have 3x squared minus 7x. So if we change this to subtraction and plus, these cancel, and we're left with 12x plus k. So what multiplies by 3x to make 12x is 4. So that gives us 12x minus 28. Now, let's think. What does k have to be so that this remainder is 0? Well, if you look back at the previous few examples, when the remainder was 0, these two numbers were the same value. There, and there. So to get a remainder of 0, essentially we want the two expressions at the end to be exactly the same. So what that tells me is that I want k to equal negative 28. By doing that, I get a remainder of 0, meaning x squared plus x plus 4 is a factor of the polynomial. Now, it didn't ask us to do this, but we can rewrite q of x then as a product of two factors, 3x minus 7 and x squared plus x plus 4. But this is really what they wanted you to find. I'm hoping these videos are helping. Keep watching them. Hopefully, if you do have questions, these are answering them. If not, just ask me in class. See you for lesson 4.